Hello everyone, Angel here, and today we're going to talk about the top mistake to avoid when reading from the MuleSoft Anypoint Monitoring Dashboards. Remember, the values that we see here are relative values and not absolute. You're not going to see exact real-time value figures, but it's actually an average, an aggregated one over a time window. When we see in the documentation, you can see the select time range and how the averages are going to vary depending on select time range. So if we have a select time range of 2 weeks, we'll get our mule messages, our number of errors, response time in an average of 2 hours. To make an example of this, let's take a look into this application jukebox that I open in Runtime Manager. I'm putting the dashboards that are basically Anypoint Monitoring, the overview tab, and we're going to take a look at the mule messages. Let's first see what time range we're talking about. We're talking about of 12 February all the way to 14 March. Now, that is more than 2 weeks, this range, so we're talking about the 2 hours average. If we go to this peak to analyze it, it says that it happened on the 21st of February at 2 p.m. and it's 45,000 transactions, mule messages that are going through. Now, what we're going to do next is to zoom in. So we have changed our time range and we can see that now it's 20 February all the way to 22nd February. Okay, that's great. That is more than 24 hours. So it has to be in the range of the 7 days. 7 days averages per hour. So we saw that we have 45,000 messages. Now for that same day, 21st February, we're getting 20,000 messages. And if we do the time range change once again, that is going to be this time from the 20 February at 10 p.m. all the way to 21st February at 2 p.m. This is, again, less than the 24 hours and more than the 3 hours. So it's basically on the 8 minutes average. And we move from that previous value to 9,000 transactions. And if we do that once again to the under 3 hours, basically 1 p.m., 1:45 p.m. all the way to 2:25 p.m., we see how that peak is being smoothed, and now it's 4,500 messages, and we can see the actual behavior. Now, this is extremely important. Let's just all remember how Anypoint Monitoring Dashboard is displaying relative values. And here, when we switch to the Performance tab, we're going to see the inbound average response time, and one that usually gets misconception is the minimum response time and maximum response. So it's very important here to remember, again, average, maximum, minimum, there are going to be averages of data collected over 1 minute to calculate minimum and maximum response times. There is more information if you want to do so. You can check the other link. For purpose of this video, last message is when we get average, maximum, and minimum for the three of them. Whenever it's under 300 milliseconds, green. When it's 300 to 600, orange. And whenever it's more than 600 milliseconds, it's going to be red. That is related to the performance average response time for average, minimum, and maximum. Thank you very much once again for your time today, and see you in the next video. Cheers!